for today's lunchtime launch session. Lunchtime launch is basically a showcase of some of our Launchpad exhibitors who are all here for the first time. They're startups from various different parts of technology, all offering something to the hospitality market. So they've all got a stand just over there behind Dojo's stand there, and we're giving them literally 10 minutes just to tell you a bit more about their businesses and what it is that they can offer. So we've got 3 companies today. So we're starting off with William from Control Catering here. Then we've got Oliver and Olivia from Temper. And then finally, James from Bridge to Bitcoin. So yeah, I will hand over to William to kick things off.
Thank you, Holly. So, hello, my name's William Ireland. I'm actually a hotelier. I own the Cottage Hotel and the Lobster Bob Bistro. I've grown up there all my life since I was 6 months old. So obviously I'm 21. The reason why I built Control Catering, the concept was born personal experience of having to effectively manage 3 cases of misinformation made within my company, potentially putting lives in danger. I saw not only does the customer need sound information when putting lives in danger, I saw not only does the customer need sound information, make food choices, but the company also needs to protect itself by doing its due diligence. Knowing what is being provided and having the resources to communicate accurate allergen information to the consumer. Control Catering for caterers and manufacturers is a one-stop shop. It covers cost control, standardizing recipes, training, identifying allergens, and all the ingredients dealing with alternative ingredients, calorie counting, label printing, due diligence, double checking, and providing constant and accurate information in a written format to customers. Areas I considered when building Control Catering. No verbal communication on allergens to customers. Must be all in written. The only way to make sure you're safe from misinformation. Save money, have menus with no allergens, and use only online and printed recipe booklets for a few that are interested. 50,000 products changed last year on Iridis' database. This is nearly impossible to keep on top of for small companies. To look after small to medium caterers first and make it value for money. Cost control, most important. No back of the envelope costing. I believe that software systems should no longer be a guess. Ask most small companies how they came up with their costs. I ask my chefs 90% of the time, it's a guesswork. So in the end, this will program it and cost it exactly for you. Also, track suppliers. If you look at Heinz tomato ketchup and we've got 6, 7 suppliers, you know they change the prices on the tomato ketchup from one supplier. And this is what we try to do, track the prices down. Marketing, software on your own website, using iframes for all ingredients. Stand only on a small percentage of customers that are interested in ingredients. But person that it really does matter, it's life-threatening. If the mistake happens, it could kill them. Show your customers that you care about them. Deal with alternative ingredients. This is a major problem for most allergen companies. In my hotel, we had the 3 problems. My first one was a mushroom problem, where actually that's when I started Control Catering. It was about 8 years ago. A person was actually foaming at the mouth and had an EpiPen put in them. Luckily, that calmed them down, the EpiPen. But in my lobster restaurant, we had a major problem with a chicken piece for the children's menu. On the children's menu, we know what it was like after the COVID event and suppliers running out of products. We had it all printed neatly, what was the allergens. When they ran out of the product, height of the summer, they bought a different one and it had milk powder in it. With that, I had to deal with the mother who was in tears because we had misinformed them. because obviously we printed, it didn't have it. So I've spent a lot of time on controlled catering, working out how to deal with the alternative ingredient. So we actually can do it. You can come and see us on our stand. We actually prove that we can put alternative ingredients, and you pick those ingredients when you're quiet. And luckily, the child was okay in the end, so the mother forgave me. Cross-contamination, major problem. Guests can see from the iframe before they come. Great marketing tool, so they show you care again, and this covers you with the EHOs and your HACCP control. Small manufacturers can use the iframe as a shop window, saving them money, making your company look bigger than it is. Hit above your size. Also doing the labelling, printing and due diligence, all for the price of £300 if you've only got one menu a year. Value for money, that's again one of my major products I'm trying to create and sell for the independents. Control catering is using other companies to make the site work better. We work with Iridus, we're joined up with Iridus with all their data. Bookify and Loom for all the training, because I believe training manuals, we have Opera, I've used Opera, and then we use another one I've forgotten the name at the moment, sorry. And the training's really important to me with the Zoom. So we got lots of training in there, and Bookify, so you can book the training with us. Training is very important. Standardizing recipes. We can show you 20 mini pics, how you can do this. I am dyslexic, as you can possibly tell by my lovely speech. We've made it as well that you've got text clips. We believe the industry, there's a lot of dyslexic people in the industry. So I've actually built it to try and help dyslexic people. So you've got text clips. So when you're doing your information, you can check it once and then put it across onto other recipes. Very important for me. Library photographs to save you time. I also know time saving is really important. This line should not be used again if using controlled catering. No one showed me how to make this. You know, one of the most important things I always come up with is that the staff, I've got 10 chefs in my kitchen, and they kind of go, no one ever showed me, Governor. So that's one of the important bits. Building a blank database is time consuming, similar to building a till system, which saves you time and money in the end. We aim to get small businesses owners' attention, is which have the biggest to gain, i.e. a boss taking vital days off, holidays, knowing that their business is under control if anything goes wrong. Another point, while building control catering over the last 5 years, I could clearly see that the Food Standard Agency and the government are not working together. So I built a campaign on change.org. Allergen awareness, save lives, help small business survive, promote government and industry collaboration. We need the government to do is 3 points. 1, vet and agree a single source of truth for all the information to use on APIs, which is application programming interface, i.e. onions, fish, chicken, not a recipe, which is we're told to use McCann's and Widdowson by the government, which they have directed me to. This is just wrong for the industry. 2, enforce manufacturers to help APIs, government to agree upon one database. 3, one government department owning the single source of truth, who would manage and maintain the database after the initial build. Well, we've told them what to do, but obviously everyone else to sign the petition. We're working with Leeds Beckett University Business School, Iridus, who actually agreed to build the free database for the government for the single source of truth. Actually, Iridus have tried so many years ago, and they said, we'll try and get a Yorkshireman to try and go across at them. I'm sure we can try a bit harder. We also linked to many suppliers. My MP, Anthony Magnall, has agreed to back the database, and we've got 14 so far suppliers, from MJ Baker to Cater Food, LWC Wines, and hopefully adding more suppliers today to the list. It's only common sense. And if anyone is interested, write your MP, because it will give us more chance to change the law. Please see our marketing booklet, which you can see or get at stand H1769G, just around that corner. And talk to William Island and help get the 100,000 signatures for this petition so it can be debated in Parliament to help spread the word online. Just like Rhonda from HRC has helped us today by letting me do this little speech. Thank you for listening, and it will be good to see you at Control Catering stand later where we can give you demos. I have one last thing. I have a question for all small business owners. Do your company policies and procedures protect you when something goes wrong? Control Catering can provide you the due diligence you need for court. Thank you very much.
Hello? Yeah, all good? Can everyone hear me okay? Perfect. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Ollie, and this is Olivia and we are from Temper. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running through a live demo of our platform. But firstly, we're just going to cover two scenarios, which I'm sure all of you have been in, and just something that we'll cover throughout the whole demo. So to start off with, I am an independent bar owner. I really struggle with people not turning up to shifts, people calling in ill, and really struggle filling that last-minute demand for shifts. A lot of the times, I'm having to call up all my friends, asking them to do loads of favors and come and help. As I am an independent, I really struggle with that loss of revenue, and it has a massive impact on my business.
Hey, hello. I've never spoken on a mic before, so I hope I'm not too loud. But basically, think of another situation. I'm a big company like Alexandra Palace. I need to plan for these events. I need to be very forward thinking, and I need to be aware of like, who am I going to pay? But I don't have the money to pay and have all of these staff on my books all the time. But I know I'm going to have the demand, and I know I'm going to have the people there. So what am I going to do to factor in for this demand, but also have the right amount of people and right amount of staff? So remember those two situations, and we'll revisit them in just a second. But what is Temper, and like, why are we here? Well, we're basically a marketplace for shift-based work. So we connect businesses like yourself to freelance hospitality professionals and basically help you guys fill those extra shifts and reduce those overheads. So for example, if you need people for a bartending shift on a Friday, you come on, you post your shift on the platform, and we'll kind of fill that shift for you. I can see a few confused faces. Don't worry, we will run this through and it will all make a lot of sense in just a minute when Ollie goes through all the technical bits. So I'll pass the mic back to him.
Perfect, thank you. So as you can see, welcome to the Temper platform. So in short, this is just a week-by-week planning system that allows you to simply create shifts. Now my colleague at the back is just going to help me out here by clicking on this plus sign, and we're just going to show you how to place a shift. So whether you're looking for short-term or long-term, you can place up to 6 months in advance. And if you're clicking on today, as you can see, apologies that it is in Dutch. We are a Dutch-based company, and we're using one of our clients' platforms that they're allowing us to run through today. But as you can see, we've clicked to create a shift for the Monday. All we'd simply do is input the start date and end time and a few other different variables. Throughout the platform, you'll be able to see that we refer to people as free flexers. So there are freelancers on the platform. So for this, we're looking to create a shift on Monday, and here you can change the number of free flexes that you like. Now, the other variables you've got here are the total cost per hour. So this will always be broken down in the free flexer cost on the left side, and then our cost per hour worked. So for us in the UK, it's £3 per hour. And then once you've selected this, you have the ability to select from your flex pool, which is something that Olivia is going to cover in a bit more detail later, and then the cancellation policy. Now, this is something that I hear is quite a big thing for people in the UK, and it's not something that a lot of people have come across before. So we appreciate that there's a lot of cancellations when it comes to the reservation side of things. Events may change, so you may need to cancel and not want to incur a fee for the freelancers. So with this, when you are selecting this, as this is an agreement with yourself and the freelancer, it goes both ways. So if you know you have an event where you have to be really strict on it, or if you know you have a day like Christmas Day where you can't have anyone cancel, you can set it to a super strict 7-day cancellation policy. And any cancellations inside of this will result in a fine from the free flexor. So if they don't show up or they cancel within that 7-day period, they will be fined. It's £50 and they're banned from the platform until they pay that. And then that is reimbursed directly to you as the client. Now, for a short-term shift, this is how to place it on a one-off. But if you're looking for events or you know you're going to have the demand for the whole summer, if you just click on the top right corner, you can place a recurring shift. Now, this is a really easy tool just to allow you to plan. So you can select all of the days of the week if needed, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the variables on the top again. So you've got number of people, total cost per hour, cancellation policy, and then you can set this for a period of time as well. So if it be from today to 2 months in advance, if you're selecting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, this will place it for you automatically on the platform. Now, once this has been selected, it will just take you back to the main screen, which is just here. If you could just scroll down into Amsterdam, please. There you go. So we work on a traffic light system. So when creating a shift, it will originally appear in red on the platform. Once you have applications on the shift, once the free flexors have actively applied to work for you, it will appear in orange. And this is just to highlight that action is required on your behalf. And then once you've selected the free flexor, which what Olivia will be doing, she'll be going into a bit more detail, it will then go to green on the platform and just to signify that all shifts have been accepted and that there's no more action required. Now, I'm just going to hand you over to Olivia, who's just going to go into a bit more detail about your selection of the free flexor and the data insights to that.
Okay, so this is the fun part. So you've got someone coming in, you have no idea who it is, you're like, my business has amazing values. I don't want any person coming into this venue and ruining what I've spent years building. That's everyone's worry, isn't it? That they're going to swear at the customers or they're going to do something silly. So this is where it kind of gets fun and you kind of get this like CRB check on the client, but what they've done in the hospitality industry or whatever industry you guys special in. So Sarah, if you want to click on one of the orange shifts and we'll go into that. So basically here you'll get everyone who's applied to the profile. What they'll see on their side is like a picture of your brand and a really nice spiel about what you guys are looking for, what your ethics are, who you guys are. If you're a big name brand or even just a quirky one with a nice picture, you'll get loads of applications. On average, we get 11 applications in hospitality and they usually get filled within 24 minutes of someone. You post the shift, within 24 minutes, someone will have applied. So then you get this fun part here. So you've literally got loads of people who have said, hey, I like the look of your business. This shift works for me. Please choose me to come in and work for you. And we do like a 2-way rating system. So this basically means every hospitality business they go to, it's rated. And so you'll know, okay, what's the quality of this worker? But that's not enough. You need to know a little bit more about who's stepping through your doors and who you're trusting with your customers. So then you have their percentage of attendance, how often they show up, how many hours they've worked for you. Now, I think this is vital for a lot of industries. You want to build up this flexible 10% of workforce, and you want to ensure the people that are coming through your door know the stuff. So that might be the most important thing for you. And then what you can do is click the arrow and the people who have worked the most for you will shoot up to the top. Then finally, registrations. This basically means how many shifts have you posted? If you posted a recurring bartending shift for the weekend, that same person could fill all 3 of those shifts. So yes, it is shift-based work, but they can come in for multiple shifts and they can almost be like a freelance little spirit that's always going to work for you and come back, basically. So then once you're happy with that, you're like, actually, I need a bit more information about this person. You click on their profile picture and that brings up the whole story behind them. So these are all the different skills they've been endorsed for in the different areas. You get their contact details, their attendance rate, their punctuality. So it's like almost an electronic CV, but it's up to date and it's active because all of this information here at the top, that comes from the platform and what other clients have said about their work ethic. And then scrolling a little bit further down, you've got their experience. So that's off the platform. What have they done? Okay, we've got 2 minutes left. So you found that, it's all amazing. You've seen the contact details. You can give them a call if you want, you accept them, you're like, yes, Romy's the perfect one. She comes in, she works, she does amazing. And then you're like, actually, I wanna have Romy back. Well, what do? You can add her into your flex pool, which basically means every time you post a shift, let's say she's an amazing barista, every time that barista comes in, she'll get a post notification when you post that shift, and she'll be able to apply first. So you're more likely to get those people, and you almost build this whole workforce behind the scenes that knows your brands, knows what you're doing, and is basically readily available to work for you. Just to note, posting the shift and reviewing those contact details and even contacting the free flexers, you haven't paid anything. You only pay once you've accepted someone, they've come in and worked the shift successfully. So it's fun, it's no hassle. You can go on, you can post a shift, and you can just review who you get to come through the door. But it's a really nice way to make some new friends, meet some new people. And one cool thing to note is you find someone you like, you can hire them full-time off the platform for free, no charge. So you can also use it as a hospitality recruitment service as well as a freelance platform. I think that's all the time that we have now. So I will be passing over to Mr. Bitcoin, but I hope you guys enjoyed.
Testing, thank you. So everybody, thank you for coming and being here and listening. Here's the plan. I'll do a quick intro, and then 5 minutes on our bridge to Bitcoin proposition, some feedback from customers, and then the last couple of minutes for a bit of Q&A. So if you wouldn't mind holding on to any questions, and this topic can lead to quite a few questions. People have heard of Bitcoin, and they've probably got a lot of questions about it. If we overrun, we're about 20 meters down that corridor on the right, so please come and talk to us afterwards. So I'm James Dewar, one of 3 partners who set up Bridge to Bitcoin just under a year ago. The other 2 partners, Chris Gordon and Simon Pither, are both here. You'll find them down on the stand on H1771. Now, I want to make something clear right from the start. We're not here to sell you Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies. That's not what we're here to do. We are just a regular marketing company, but we have a little touch of special sauce. The only assumption we make is that hospitality businesses would like a free shot at increasing their revenue. The special sauce that we offer to help you drive up revenue is to discuss the best technology and processes for your business to accept Bitcoin payments, and then promote that fact to the loyal, committed, easily reachable, small but growing community of Bitcoiners in the UK. We help you market your business directly to that niche of customers via our social media presence and in-person links in that community. There are now 35 meetup groups across the UK, and Simon here runs the group of groups. So we have direct Telegram groups. The meeting up in pubs and restaurants, of course, they choose the pubs and restaurants that accept Bitcoin because that's where they like to go. Our social media has global reach so that Bitcoiners visiting the UK can easily find your hotel, restaurant, pub or cafe marked on the maps, which we also maintain and promote. And you can find them on the website, regularly tweeted out, posted on Instagram, which followed by Bitcoiners. So the question that you might have immediately, and I would immediately have, is I'm in business, I need money. So what would worry me is what is this thing that I would be accepting? Well, the technology now allows you to do all of what I've just described, so to leverage all of that free marketing, but without your business even having to touch Bitcoin. And this is new. This has only been around about 9 months. It's only been possible to do it for 9 months. But basically, you can still bill in GB pounds, and you receive GB pounds. But the Bitcoiners can pay you in Bitcoin. The transaction sidesteps MasterCard, Visa, Amex, and the banking system, and is transmitted directly over the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Instant final settlement with no chargebacks. To the right-hand side of this dotted line is not your business. What I mean by that is you don't have to worry about it. You just sign up for a service that allows you to do this. And that carries some payment fees. It doesn't come to us, by the way. It goes to the service provider. But you send in a payment request. The Bitcoin customer uses their Bitcoin to pay it, and you get GB payment received, and that is your business. You don't have to worry about what's happening on the Bitcoin side. It's just you could just regard it as any other payment solution. The difference is this payment solution comes with a marketing advantage that you can address through us for free. Your accountant doesn't have to record any Bitcoin in your business. You don't have to have any exposure to the Bitcoin price. You can pay up to 1% in transaction fees if you use the service to convert it all back to pounds. But as we say, 99% of something is better than 100% of nothing. This is about driving new revenue into your hotel, restaurant, bar, or cafe. You either get some new revenue or you don't. So there's no downside because today our service is free for any business. And our commitment at this show is that Bridge to Bitcoin service will remain free forever for any businesses that sign up with us for the next 3 days. No risk, no cost, probably some extra revenue. Here's some quotes from customers. This is a general manager of the Ellen Vannin Hotel in the Isle of Man. Accepting Bitcoin has not only been a benefit to the hotel for attracting tourist visitors, but it has also attracted local guests attending events we host in our bar and lounge, dining in our Yankees restaurant, and parties for all ages in the island's first gaming room, all of which can be paid by Bitcoin. We also love how quick and easy it is to process on the Lightning Network. This is from the Suffolk Jungle Room Cafe and Houseplant Shop in Suffolk. Accepting Bitcoin here at the Suffolk Jungle Room has been extremely helpful to our cafe. During a tough time for hospitality, finding a whole new stream of revenue and customers, plus the publicity that it's attracted, has been valuable. L'Atelier Restaurant, Wandsworth, Southwest London. We started receiving Bitcoin in January 2023 with the support of Coin Corner Bitcoin Merchant. That's the service on the right-hand side on the previous slide. They cover all the Bitcoin stuff. And Bridge to Bitcoin, we're the people that work for free to do this because we're pro bono and we love Bitcoin. The Bitcoin payment transfers are live and instant. For retail payments, absolutely robust and cost-effective. We would advise many other businesses to also do this for the additional PR, and it is free of bank ties. A million thanks to Bitcoin. Finally, the George and Devonshire pub in Chiswick. Accepting Bitcoin has given us access to a previously untapped market of dedicated Bitcoin users who visit the pub because we accept it. Some from as far afield as Wales. So come over and see us on stand H1771 if you want to find out a bit more and see a demo of these payment solutions in action. Anybody got any questions?
So I'm sure you know better than me. So regulation is changing in the Bitcoin space, crypto space. How are you going to, adapt your business around that?
Thanks. That's a great question. There's a lot of regulation in the financial space. In the UK, if you want to do business for apples, bananas, oranges, If that's your currency, you are free to do so today. Bitcoin is just an apple. It's just a very clever apple, okay? There are no rules in the UK, historically or currently, about what currency you are allowed to accept for your business goods or services. So it would be a massive departure for liberties, freedoms to be restricted in such a way as to us not to be able to accept in our businesses whatever we like in return for the services that we supply. As for Bitcoin itself, I mean, that's a deeper question, okay? But we're talking about here about using it as a payment solution, yeah? That's just not something that is on the cards that I could see that it would ever be regulated away. The company that's supplying the service here, Coin Corner, that we gave the example of, they're regulated. You have to do KYC to open the account to access this service. So there is some regulation involved in it, but you as the business, you don't need to really worry about regulation in any way. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Yeah?
So you said you don't need to, so I didn't understand clearly. So you said you don't need to report on your balance sheet of your Bitcoin payment, right? I mean, wouldn't that be seen as, tax avoidance or?
Yeah, thanks. Great question. So in this solution I showed you, you're billing GBP and you're receiving GBP. So in your accounts, it's just as if you were using any other payment solution. What's happening on the right-hand side, that's another business. You're just billing £10 and getting after the 1% that you pay, £9.90. So you don't see the Bitcoin at all. There are other solutions where you can keep the Bitcoin, but that's a longer journey. It's a more complex question. And then, yes, you're right. You would need to account for it differently. Anyone else? Thank you. I'm being given the cut off the head anyway. Thank you for listening. Come and see us on H1071.